Hello, pioneers. I sort of can't believe it. I can't believe we have come to the end of our Redefine Challenge and basically to the end of my guest practitioner residency here in the group. You'll have one or two more posts from me between now and Friday, and that'll be that. So what I want to start with is just to kind of go over all the terms that we've redefined, give you the little tiny nugget that we have taken away from all of those lives, and then I will talk about expansion and talk about the one choice that you can make in every moment with every situation in order to change your life. And then I'm going to leave you with my one little special offer just for my fellow Be a Pioneer group members. So, like I said, we're going to go through all the terms quickly to review. If while we're reviewing them, you're like, oh wait, I missed that live. I want to look into karma or manifestation. All of the lives are still here in the group, at least for the short term. You can go back and rewatch them, okay? In talking about healing, I discussed why trauma therapy versus transformational coaching might be important for you at different times. And I identified that there is a new level of healing possible, not only for the individual, but for the collective, okay? And that is possible. You know, if your mindset is that you don't think like you've reached the ceiling on your own healing, then that's something to work on because it is possible. With mindset, I discussed how just working on your conceptual filters and your thought patterns isn't enough. That change has to be integrated mind, body, soul, energetically. In talking about archetypes, I discussed that there are pitfalls when we get too wrapped up in using one tool or methodology that we might actually tangle ourselves more up energetically rather than getting energetically clear. In defining integrity, I shared why authenticity is core to taking any action that is in line with your values. And in playing with gratitude, we used art supplies to show your roots and your fruits of what you're getting in your physical reality and why. And we also talked about your havingness level, which essentially is your ability to be present with the totality of your experiences, to have the life that you're having, to live the experience that you're living. And then we took a deep dive into karma, and we explored how to change the course of your day-to-day life through choice, that not everything is fated. And in the live on manifestation, I talked about how it's ordinary, everyday things, and it's magical at the same time. That it requires you to show up and make the real life choices, and that the magic will happen. Speaking of that, I know in that live I mentioned something about our house, and we do have our new house. So if anyone wants to hear all about that magical manifestation, I'll tell you about it some other time, but you're free to reach out to me or wait for a post from that on my Trauma Clearing Badass Instagram. Then on the holidays, we talked about how in order to move forward, you have to get complete with the other people in your lives and with your past, and that clearing the emotional and energetic blocks and ties that you have with those folks is really required in order to manifest anything other than what you're actually already getting in your physical reality. So in order to change your physical reality and manifest something new, you have to get complete and clear with the other folks in your life and with your past. Okay? We also talked about triggers and how triggers are a little gift from the universe, that they pinpoint where we're still stuck and what our next leg of our journey is. in order to get clear and complete. We reframed our entire view of 2020, all the good stuff and all the bad stuff, through art. So it's still January. You can still go back and rewatch that live and do that if you need to, if you're still feeling the drag of what 2020 was. And certainly here in the US, there's still a lot of things lingering this week and next week, and that will still need to get clear and complete energetically in our country, right? So there's plenty that can be done there still. And I know, for example, the UK is in another lockdown. Same thing. You can still do this work. In fact, you might have a little more time to do this work. And last but not least, we redefined wealth, and how those of us who are socially conscious and spiritually minded can get really tangled up about money and wealth, and maybe that we're not supposed to have it, or we're not supposed to want it, and how wealth has nothing to do specifically with your value as a human being. You're always valuable in and of yourself as a human, but that you are allowed to manifest wealth in your life, whatever that looks like, whether that's a wealth of time, a wealth of money, a wealth of experience, a wealth of health, whatever it may be, that wealth is your birthright. And then today we talk about expansion. I know for me, at the beginning of this, I think in my first live, I talked about really wanting, and the intention being, expansion for everyone connected to these videos, and for myself. And I have definitely personally had expansion through doing these lives and coming on to talk to you all and connecting with all of you. And I hope you have too. So the redefinition of expansion is to open up or unfold, to increase the extent, number, volume, or scope. The action of becoming larger or more extensive. A thing formed by the enlargement, broadening, or development of something. So what's interesting about that, when we think about to open up or unfold, to become larger or more extensive, and to develop something, that the truth is that we're always expanding. If we're one with the universe and the universe is always expanding, we're always expanding. What that looks like in our lives might be different. The process may be filled with more suffering or less suffering, more roadblocks or less roadblocks. But the moments of contraction in our lives are equally as important as the moments of expansion. I know we talked early on about the metaphor of transformational coaches being like a doula, and so spiritual transformation is absolutely like birth. There are moments of going inward and shutting down and contracting and feeling the squeeze, feeling the suffering, and then moments of releasing and expanding and accepting, and both of those things are increasing your havingness level of expanding your ability to have and hold all of your experience. Pema Chodron, in The Wisdom of No Escape, talks about if you are a rigid practitioner of mindfulness, Buddhist meditation, or a loose practitioner, you may need to step into the other version of your practice in order to expand. And at the same time, she talks about how acceptance of who you are and being authentic is key, that we're not actually constantly trying to change ourselves, that we move through the process of the universe experiencing itself, and that the moments of suffering or difficulty still bring us to where we need to go. It just hurts more and it takes longer. So, in order for you to expand in a way that hurts less and requires less suffering, a coach or a support person or a mentor is helpful. And manifesting a new planet, or manifesting a new relationship, or manifesting your new business requires you to make conscious actions and decisions. And as you can imagine, based on everything we've talked about, if you're tangled up with triggers and your own history and your own mindset, and you're stuck in an energetic lane of a certain archetype, or you have a lot of trauma healing that you still need to do, or you're not showing up authentically, and so therefore you're out of alignment with integrity, all of those things hugely impact whether you can create a new thing in your life, a thing that your heart might really desire. And so, with that, I am going to give you the daily question to ask yourself as a gift in order to make new choices. And the question is, will I expand or will I contract? In this moment, in this situation, in this very present moment, will I expand or will I contract? You can expand to be present to your sadness if you lose a loved one. You can expand to encompass all the facets of your identity if you're choosing to shut off a part of yourself. You can expand to believe in yourself that you can be an entrepreneur and you can create a badass business. It's a choose your own adventure. And if you're not adventuring, let's make it happen. So with that, I am going to leave you with my special offer. It is a special offer that is just for Pioneer Project members, and it's going to end January 30th. So we have a couple of weeks to go ahead and sign on for this special opportunity, and then it's gone. And those of you who maybe, you want a little more support on this journey, you would like to start getting your feet wet about creating a business, but you're not quite there yet, or you know that you're someone who consistently contracts and consistently shuts down what you're willing to experience, that weekly coaching might seem like a lot. And so I am offering a one-time monthly group coaching experience. We will still also have a Facebook group, so there's some, peer interaction and interaction from me you can have during the week and during the month. And then, and you do have to commit to 3 months minimum, but it is a smoking hot deal of $127 a month for those 3 months. And so sorry, I got an interruption there. So there's probably nowhere on the internet that you're gonna get transformational coaching, business coaching, changing your life for as low of a cost and as entry level as a point. So that's my special offer. It's my gift to you all. If you want to jump in, you can book a call. I will leave the link in the comments. And you'll see a couple more posts from me, but I've just really appreciated this opportunity and experience to be here with all of you, and feel free to leave a little goodbye comment in the link for me. Tell me what you've gotten from the last 3 months, and at least leave a hashtag replay. Okay. Many blessings to all of you, and I hope that you have a beautiful new year and a beautiful rest of your January and an incredible 2021.